Welcome to the Everyday Board Game Podcast with your host, Daniel.
And Daniel.
And Daniel, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good. It's been chill. It was kind of nice. Played some board games. Actually got a major one off my shelf of shame.
Oh, well, yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's right up
Although
there.
we're not going to be talking about games that we played recently for a while.
You'll know they'll hear it in 2 weeks on the Top 8 Debate podcast.
I can figure it out, I'm sure. I'm sure I can figure it out.
But it will be talked about in our Top 8 debate in 2 weeks.
Generally, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. It's a little tricky. The rule book could have been a little more clear. Mm-hmm. That is the main issue.
Mm. That's fair. I mean, with a big old epic game, thank you. Mm-hmm. Big old epic game like that, you know, that's...
Like, certain things were in there, but I'll talk about it, like I said, in 2 weeks. So,
yeah,
there's that. But other than that, we've got some good gaming in. Got our butts handed to us in Lorcana.
Yeah.
We played the co-op one, and it just massacred us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We couldn't get anything going really well. I don't think we had a good synergy.
No, yeah, well, it happened.
Yeah.
Were you playing a 4-player or 2?
Yeah, 4-player.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a big group on it.
Do you feel like it's easier 2-player?
It's easier 2-player.
Yeah.
It just, it's nice that when you're playing it 2, 4, whatever player count you're doing, when the players are playing, it's all simultaneous how they're doing their turn. I don't have to worry about what my wife's doing and everybody else doing.
Yeah.
But it just didn't help matters when we were playing against Jafar, that Jafar kept ramping up. You can't steal the crown from him if he's got locations, and every time we took out a location, he would bust out another one. And then,
Makes
okay,
sense.
we take that's fine. All right, now I'm ready. We got to take out that location. Okay, we took out that location. Now we got to steal the crown. Oh, by the way, all your people are back to ready mode, so you can't, or you can't ready them, or you can't set them, or something like that for you to attack or quest with them. All right, well, I can't ready someone to steal the crown away from you because you made all my people ready. It's like, it's just everything that could go wrong went wrong when we played it.
What was that? That was kind of like with you when you and I first played Lorcana together, and you had like one character. It was like just no matter what I could do,
you couldn't beat him because he was evasive.
Yeah, he was evasive. Who was it? It was a dog.
It was Pongo.
Pongo. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man, that sounds a little too real.
But the thing was, it wasn't the fact that it was evasive. It's just like every time we could set our next turns up, a card comes out and it forces all our characters to not be readied or cannot be used in that round. It's like, oh no. And then in the very next round, we can't steal it because he put up another location.
Of course.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
That's right.
And we got massacred. I think the highest person was at 10 Lorcana. And he hit 40 with the crown pretty quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, we just couldn't get anything going.
Oh well, this last week because you have game nights on your Friday, Saturdays, whatever.
It's either Saturday or Sunday depending on the kids' soccer.
Yeah, so I his friend's kids, by the way. He doesn't have kids, at least not that we know of.
No. No.
So no. But I got 0 gaming done this Friday.
That's about right for you.
My friend came over because we had a project we were working on.
And you're still sorting all that out.
No, we're done. So, yeah, I want to find a way to post it to our Instagram at some point because the video format is just kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, like me and my friend Jim rolled over 3,000 dice. And it was absolute shenanigans, and it was a really silly video. It's got some... Got my favorite text, and this epitomizes it perfectly. My mom sent me a text maybe yesterday, the night before.
Yeah.
And just said, "Hey, I watched your video. I worry about you, son." It's the best thing in the world. So, yeah, we extracted over 3,000 dice from all my games, rolled them all at once, and spent about a week sorting them back out.
So, I heard you were missing 1 die, and one was orphaned.
So, yeah, that was the weirdest thing. We have a single D4 that it's just a dark purple D4 that I don't know what game it came from. So I have it on the side ready to go.
Should have spreadsheet it.
Well, so what we did, because it took us about 2 hours to extract all the games because that's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
And so every game that we would take out, if it was something that wasn't like immediately obvious, right, like had very specific symbology or icons on it, then I took a box with the dice and the pictures. And so when we sorted them back out, I would delete the pictures as we're continuing, right? But there was two games, like this one die that I just don't know where it came from because we didn't do it for all of them.
How's it going, Board Game Bird?
We did it for that. Hey, Board Game Bird. But there was a single game push, which was a Prospero Hall game.
Yeah.
And it has a single, like, massive die that has colors and, like, an X on it and all that stuff. And I can't find it right now. And I know we dropped a couple at least around. So I gotta clean up the game room again. That's probably where it is. But, because I don't remember it, like, when we were counting either. So that's when we found out.
So you lost your die, huh?
Yeah, and we figured that was just about inevitable.
You lost your mind when you did that, so I'm not surprised you lost your dice, too.
Listeners of the podcast know that is one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're good. Thanks, Board Game Bard. Yeah, that was one of my goals this year. Right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it, and we just happened to have Labor Day weekend off, and we're like, you know what? Jim, you up for a ridiculous idea? And I knew he would be up for it mostly because last time I decided to get all my decks of playing cards out and set them all out, which took up the entirety of my dining room, most of my living room, and part of my kitchen, just to lay out just the decks of cards.
Oh, I remember that.
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, can we do this completely over the top, absurd idea, and get it cleaned up before my wife gets home? Because she was out of town.
Yeah. I was like, the wife is probably sitting there like, I can't leave him alone.
No. She was like, I need to leave him alone. Because she would have lost her mind if she had to be there that day. But, I want to think that when my kids grow up, they're gonna be like, Dad was ridiculous, but at least it was entertaining.
They're just gonna think Dad was ridiculous.
Hopefully they have that caveat. It's like, it's a little boring now that we've moved out, It's like, we finally can calm down here.
They need some sanity to deal with your insanity.
No, they don't. That's a common misconception about kids.
All right, with that being said, we have a very interesting podcast for you guys today, other than our diatribe over here about what we've been playing and what we've been doing. You should have saved that for outside gaming. Yeah, but that is kind of gaming related.
It's gaming enough, which is why I waited. Yeah.
But we have a Board Game Brainstorm episode for you all. The fourth code phrase for our giveaway, the final one for this month's cycle, for you to get a chance of winning Horrified, World of Monsters. Again, we close everything down by October 1st. We'll draw the name, we'll notify them, and have it mailed out, hopefully within that week. Another big thing about it, too, is it's September. And we noticed there's going to be an extra Monday this week, and we like to record our stuff in a 4-game cycle. That means there's an open Monday. And without missing anything, we're going to give you guys a special episode. So look forward to that next week.
And especially if you're hanging out with us live, you'll hear that episode very shortly.
Yeah. So that is pretty cool. Outside of that, what do you want to tell the people what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a Board Game Brainstorm for Concordia. Ever since it's ascended, we don't get to talk about Concordia enough. And honestly, we should play it pretty soon. Like,
I would.
Just such a wild game.
I also have the Venus expansion and everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a brainstorm. So if you know what Concordia is, we'll give you 5 recommendations based on our G.A.M.E.R criteria. And if you don't know what it is, maybe if you've heard of some of the games that are in our G.A.M.E.R criteria, then you'll see why we enjoy that. And we'll explain each one of those, hopefully giving you up to 10 different recommendations, assuming there's no crossover, for those games and similar.
Yeah, so up to 10 different recommendations. There may or may not be crossovers.
Yeah.
But we've been pretty good about not crossover, because sometimes we'll be like, oh, I think of that. It might be on his list, so let's not try not to do it.
But honestly, even if there is crossover, that just kind of re-emphasizes why we picked it.
And usually when there is crossover, we do it in a different section.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you'll do it in Game Immersion, and I'll do it like in Meaningful Choice or something like that. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And also, we're doing a giveaway. You'll notice this lovely game behind us. This is Horrified World of Monsters. We're going to be telling you different ways to enter throughout the episode. Make sure you stay tuned, listen to us, and enter in that contest. You have a chance to win a free copy sent by us truly.
Continuous U.S. only. No, sorry rest of the world. Sorry Alaska. Sorry Hawaii. It's not very affordable for us at the moment.
Yep, there you go.
With that being said,
yeah.
What are you doing outside gaming?
Outside of gaming, so I talked a little bit about this not too long ago, but I went to a concert a couple weeks ago, and it was a bucket list concert I've been wanting to see for a long time. Mm-hmm. This was The Offspring, and
I found it funny when we were talking about it at game night. You're like, I'm the only one who hasn't seen Offspring other than Damn It Dom, because Damn It Dom doesn't really listen to our kind of music. Yeah. You're like, how am I the only one that has done it?
Well, I realized it because like me and my wife were talking about the concerts we had been to, and so it wasn't just Offspring that I'm going to talk about. It's specifically, that's awesome. It was specifically concerts that is what I'm going to be talking about today, and the concerts I've been to, and how I'm kind of like resurgencing. I don't know what's a word.
Your concert going is resurgencing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Words, they can do stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
it's happening again.
It's happening again, and I've always been a concert fan. Ever since I was in middle school, and I've really enjoyed my time. And so we were talking about different concerts that we've been to. And my wife has been to a lot of concerts too. Some with me, some without me. You know, like because she's been going to concerts just about as long as I have. But Offspring was one of our bucket list items that we're like we really want to see, and we have a few more left. But then I was breaking it down because we like ranking things here in our podcast. So
apparently so.
Man, I wonder like how I think it's my number 2 right now. It was really fantastic. It was one of the coolest. It was one of the coolest concerts I've ever seen. The musicianship was amazing. They still are sounding just as good. They did some beautiful renditions of some of their older songs, like the Gone Away. They did a slow version. And also, I really enjoyed the 2 opening bands, New Found Glory and G.A.M.E.R World.
Seen them.
Ironically enough, so I was really excited for G.A.M.E.R World because I'm like one of the few people around here that actually knows who that is. And then I enjoyed it because New Found Glory, I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but their performance was fantastic. Like, really great, like, lead singer.
Not bad.
I enjoyed it. And G.A.M.E.R World, they were okay.
I never enjoyed G.A.M.E.R World. That was my issue with some bands. Like, they sound great on albums when they're like polished.
Yeah.
They don't put on a good live show. And G.A.M.E.R World, when I watched them, really. Didn't put up that great of a show.
Yeah, I mean it was good to listen to music, and the guy was fine. But like when Offspring came out, you could tell that they were the big band for a reason. Like it was insane the level that they had. They had giant inflatable skeletons. They had my favorite set piece out of all of it was when they played Pretty Fly for a White Guy. They had 2 wacky inflatable tube guys dressed up like the main character, like in full garb, and with the video of him doing the cheesy like kick dance thing on the video, and it was just the funniest thing in the world. They had like a blimp that would fly by that had all the logos and had a bunch of cuss words like on the banner and stuff. Yeah. But then we started talking about like all of the different concerts we had been to, and I found that I have 3 very distinct categories. I have like bands that were like famous during the time, or like are still modern bands right now, or I have a whole slew of like just classic bands or musicians that I've seen. And then techno DJs, because I've seen a lot of techno guys, which is all good. Google Dolls, yeah, that's a cool. I'd go see them for sure. And we were talking about like bucket lists of like what concerts we want to see. So my number 1 concert of all time is still Moby. I think Moby was just one of the best performances.
Plus, you were
that was my first, right?
Well, not just that. It's when you went to go see him. Studies have shown that is when you're at your when you're making your choice for music and your level of music. Because you were 13, somewhere around there.
I was before I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, so usually around the age of 12 to 14, that is when you're melding your style of music, and that's why. My wife, when she was in high school, emo music was big at the time. So that's why she still loves a Panic at the Disco. That's why she still loves My Chemical Romance. For me, it's more metal music like Slipknot and Hatebreed and stuff like that. That was my generation of music for me. I ran away from pop music at that time because when my generation of pop music was like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and the Backstreet Boys and all that. And I was like, no, give me the hard rock. And I wasn't a huge fan of nu metal. Some bands I like Linkin Park was really good.
Linkin Park. But here's the thing, right? Linkin Park is nu metal like Skrillex is dubstep, right? You know,
very much so. Yeah.
They've been lumped into that genre, but it's very clearly they are not technically part of that genre.
Yeah, but
I get it.
Who else is considered nu metal? Like Saliva, Godsmack is considered that as well.
And they had a little bit of like beat and
but
almost rapping.
Yeah, and then you also
Red Hot
have
Chili
like
Peppers nu metal.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah, I can't compare those to Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah.
You know, but anyway. So my number one, Moby, right? My number two, probably Offspring. It's up there. Number three was Elton John, because he was just an incredible performer. And probably number four is Weird Al, which, jokes aside, dude, he is an amazing performer. He put on hands down, one of the best concerts I've ever seen. So, yeah, and I could keep going. Like, I've seen so many different concerts. Yeah. But let me ask you a question. So, a number of years ago, there was a 4th of July performance here in town. There was a 4th of July performance here, and Don McLean was here.
Okay.
Would you consider that going to see a Don McLean concert?
Sure. If you're seeing him live, it's a concert.
Right. See, that's what I thought. Because I've seen War, too. They were here locally, you know.
Did they play their hits?
Yeah.
Did they play their music?
Lowrider, everything, yeah.
Then it's going to a concert.
Right.
Even though they're playing a festival.
That's what I think. So I won't count it if it's like a... I won't count it if it's a like a revisited band or a cover band.
Oh yeah,
like I don't count the Pink Floyd band that I saw. That
like I don't mind cover bands, and they usually put on some good stuff, but they're not who I want to go see. Really,
right?
Like if I had a choice between the cover band or the real thing, I'm going to go see the real thing.
Yeah, even if the real thing sounds awful. Right?
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I'd rather see the real thing. But what if you happen to show up? Oh, a festival. Do you count that as one concert, one music performance?
Yeah, I kind of do, but it's more along the lines of like, because I've seen Offspring several times at a musical festival. Right. Every time they go to the Warped Tour, I saw a bunch of bands there. Yeah, but they were the headliners, so they had a little bit more time than some of the other bands. But I still count them as seeing them live and also seeing a festival. So
right, yeah, exactly. So like I kind of count like because I went to a lot of techno festivals and stuff, and I had huge names like David Guetta and Armin van Buuren and all those guys, right? But I consider that one concert. It was just like an all day or an all weekend concert, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
I kind of separate concerts and festivals because I'm seeing a bunch of things, but it doesn't really... I'm not going for one thing. I'm going for a lot of things.
Exactly.
But I've gone to a lot of festivals. And my only issue with festivals compared to concerts, you get the full experience. Most of the time, the headliners like Offspring are going to be doing like an hour and a half sets. The other people on there are going to do about 45 minutes to an hour sets as well, the opening bands. Whereas if you're going to go to a festival, the most you may see is 45 to an hour, if that. And that's only if they're the headliners. Like Warped Tour, everybody was doing about 30 to 45 minute sets. And then if you're like either the one that got voted on or just like a headliner, you get 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. And so it's a bit different. So that's why I distinctly separate them. Now, it's still a live performance for me because I've been to Ozfest, I've been to Warped Tours, I've been to a bunch of like festivals, El Paso Street Festival all the time when they used to bring a lot of the older bands out there.
Yeah, that's a thing. Huh?
Yeah, I saw the Commodores there when I was a kid.
Oh, the Commodores would be great to see live, right?
The guy passed out because he got overheated because it was like 98 degrees at like 10 o'clock at night, and so he wasn't staying hydrated.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like 9 or 10 when that happened. But yeah, no. Yeah. It's a cool thing though. So you're still saying Moby is your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, because what made it so over the top and impressive? Because Moby's a pretty talented musician. You saw 98 Degrees in concert. Oh, I didn't know you were a Board Band fan. Thanks, Board Game Brainstorm. Appreciate that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm old enough. I could have.
Yeah, he could have.
They never came down in this area. And honestly, at the time in high school,
this is too hot here.
The problem is, if there was a girl that I was seeing and she wanted to go see that concert, I would have been front row seats to that concert because...
Yeah, thankfully they never came around here.
Thankfully they never did.
No, so Moby, the reason why I liked his performance so much, because obviously I love the music, I was familiar with his whole discography, but when he went up there, he put on like maybe a 2.5 hour show, which was a really long concert, and he played pretty much every instrument on set. He went and scratched, he was playing the guitar, he would play the bass, keyboards, everything. There was a 3-piece like mini orchestra. There was like a bass, a cello, and a violin. Mm-hmm. He didn't play those, but that was the only ones he didn't play. right? He had a drum solo at one point.
Yeah.
It was like, and he had such a great energy, and he had really good like performancing. You know, he was a really great entertainer, and so like that on top of like music that he doesn't tour anymore, really. Like if he does DJ sets, right?
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not near as famous as he used to be.
Yeah, I've never really enjoyed Moby's music. Like some stuff is fine, but again, I'm not a huge techno fan. I'd rather listen to like instrumental music rather than techno music.
Yeah.
And that's just my style of things. Like,
well, and see, that's why I think he bridges the gap, right? Because he does actually play instruments for it. But it's like the same reason I would like Infected Mushroom to see them live, because they'd be a rock band basically, but they're just doing techno and they happen to be playing instruments that make that sound. The blips and the bloops, as that's called.
What's my 3 to 5 favorite music genres? Of course, rock. I also like older stuff, but mostly classic rock type style. But mostly it's rock, metal, if you want to distinguish, separate the two. And I've actually been okay with pop lately, like Chappell Roan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, for me...
Mine is trance is the number one, because I've always liked trance. But then Brit rock. I love the
Gregorian chant. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Gregorian chant, man.
I do like it.
I honestly, like, no joke.
And it's not Gregorian chant, but there's a band that actually did Mongolian throat singing and put it together called The Who, H-U.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is fantastic. So if you ever get to check them out. He's an EDM fan over there.
That's right. Let's go. Yeah, so choral, I was in choir for 8 years, so, like, I appreciate a good choral. It Is Well With My Soul is still one of the best choral songs in the world.
I've learned that some of my favorite music, and though I've never seen the bands live, but I always just gravitate towards them in music, is a rock band with almost like an operatic woman singer. Yep. Mm-hmm. Something like Evanescence, Nightwish, Within Temptation. Yep. That kind of style of stuff is like every time it comes on, I'm going to listen to it because I really do love it. Like if Nightwish or Within Temptation ever came down here, I would go see them. I saw Evanescence live when they got real big. It was down in El Paso, and that was a really fun concert.
Wow. That was pretty awesome. Let's hear it.
Eric Whiteacre's song, You're 74% Likely to Cry. No, thank you. No, thank you. But
I don't know. I got pretty sappy on some of the Offspring songs.
Yeah. I get sappy on the Offspring songs.
Let me look up the band. Okay.
Oh, you're going to a Hard Rock concert. All right, cool.
Yeah, nice.
All right, my outside gaming is pretty simple. I talk about it every year. This is a big time of year for me because I'm all about the sports. Mm-hmm. And this is the great time of year for me when it comes to sports. Hockey's coming back.
Yep.
It starts up in October. We're going to a hockey game, which makes me super excited.
Is this your first hockey game? Like
NHL game, yeah.
Wow.
Now, I've done like minor league hockeys, but I've never been to an NHL game. That's why I've been pushing like, I don't care if you guys are going. I'm going because I have the opportunity. It's right there 2 miles down the road.
Yep.
So I'm going. Second off, college football just started, and like my last 2 Saturdays has been nothing but watching college football. Like I had a Saturday where we were playing board games, and I had my tablet on the table, and I had 4 different games going on my tablet. So me and my buddy Angel just kind of look over to the screen when it's not our turn, just to see what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Demon Hunter. I'm kind of familiar with them. I've heard of them. I've never actually listened to them. But yeah, so it's football season for me. NFL just started up, but I'm a Titans fan, so we suck again this year. We got the number 1 pick last year. Again. And so I know you don't really follow football, but if you're the worst team, you get the number 1 pick in the draft. Titans were the worst team in football last year, so they got the number 1 pick. So we're thinking we're going to be top 5 again this year. It was bad.
Board Game Brainstorm is a Vikings fan.
Oh, nice. And then
if I had to pick, mine would be Packers.
Oh, he's going to hate you now.
I know. I'm sorry.
Baseball's about to end. We're in the final month of the regular season, and the playoffs start up in October. Next month, you'll get to hear me about my trip, and it's kind of driving me a little insane because there is a big game while I am on the flight that I'm like, do I want to pay for the Southwest internet? Because I have YouTube TV. I just need the internet to get access to the game I want to see. So It's like, I'm a big college football guy. I've always preferred college football over NFL, and I've also always loved hockey. More so now as I gotten older, and football with all the penalties and stuff that's going on where you can't tackle and hit hard anymore. I'm like, just don't get that aggression anymore. So I watch hockey more now while they slam each other into the thing. And they do this all with knives on their feet.
Yeah, right.
So that's going to be kind of cool. I love the fact that hockey season's back. I love college football. Saturdays is always my go-to. Every year I buy YouTube TV just to be able to watch all the games. And I love the fact that I can do 4 screens on my TV and have 4 games going. So one's one on commercial break, go to this game. That one's on commercial break, I go to this game.
Yep.
And this week they had a bunch of good games on. So a lot
Wait a minute,
of
we
close
can't
games.
talk about football. It's outside gaming. That's a game.
Board gaming. Don't make me stab you.
It's gaming.
It's
nothing but a game.
But yeah, and I've started to collect hockey hats now too. I have 3 different teams. I have the Utah Hockey Club hat because they were going out because they just announced their new name. I have the Vegas Golden Knights, and I have we bought a Colorado Avalanche while we were up in Denver.
And of course, when we go to
I'm gonna get a Dallas Star hat. Yeah.
Okay, of course.
So also that's the thing. We are gonna go see the Dallas Stars the Tuesday. We're literally driving up there and then immediately going to a hockey game for the Board Game Geek-Con in Dallas in November. We're gonna see the hockey game that Tuesday against the New York Islanders, which would be kind of cool. So yeah. Oh, and not to mention one of my favorite things that is going on here, NCAA football. The video game is back in its 2nd year, so I'm kind of happy about that. That was like my favorite video game back in the day, like sports game wise. Like I like the baseball games, like MLB The Show is fun and stuff like that. But I loved it, and it was gone for years. Last year was the first time we had a new one since 2013. So 11 years, and so it's been nice to have that back. But all in all, that's what I've been doing outside gaming, is watching a bunch of sports because this is like the most exciting. And I guess basketball's coming around too, but nobody cares about that.
Minnesota North Stars. Cool.
Yes, the Dallas Stars were originally the Minnesota North Stars and moved to Dallas and became the Dallas Stars.
Gotcha. Cool. Best sports games. Okay, let's see here. Best sports, in my opinion. Hacky sack.
Not those kind of sports
Frisbee
games.
golf.
He's talking about board games based on sports.
Yeah. Frisbee
There's
golf.
not one. I have not played one that I've enjoyed. The best one I've played so far is that
drone racing.
The puck thing where you're basically shooting a puck across the
sliders.
Thing. It's the
Fast Lane.
Yeah, Fast Lane.
There's like so many different names for that thing.
So that's pretty much it. Montreal Habs fan. Cool. I'm a Blackhawks fan.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm a Blackhawks fan. The big issue is, and that's because of WGN. Same reason why I'm a Chicago Cubs fan is because of WGN. I live in New Mexico. There was one hockey team that was really close to us, but I was already attached to the Blackhawks when they came in the league. But I also like Vegas, and I also like Seattle just because... Oh, I have a Seattle hat, too. Is because they're newer teams, and I always love expansion teams. Plus, they have cool names. At least the Kraken do, anyways. But other than that, that is my outside gaming. Let's talk about the giveaway. That's
right. So we're giving away a copy of Horrified World of Monsters. I almost said
American Monsters.
Yeah, almost. So we're going to be giving one of these. You have to disown us both? That's messed up. All right, I see. My favorite sports, by the way, is X Games. Like legitimate sports. That's my favorite sport.
See, you get him off every time. We're trying to do a giveaway over here.
Horrified.
Don't look at the chat until you're done.
All right, I'm looking away. So there's 10 different ways you guys can get tickets, and we're going to talk about all of those right now. Remember, contiguous U.S. only. If you're in the lower 48 states, we can send this to you. You have a chance to win. And there's a lot of ways to get plenty of free tickets. We're going to talk about those. First off, we give away one of these to one of our viewers who has one of those lucky tickets. The more tickets you have, the best chance you have. Mm-hmm. And the first way to get tickets is right here on Twitch. So if you are like our friends Woony Side Up, who's joining us for the first time today, again, thank you, sir. Or ma'am, we don't know. Board Game Bard, thank you for joining us. If you're subscribed to us and you follow us here, specifically follow us, that's the free thing. Mm-hmm. You get notified when we go on. That's a free ticket automatically. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you can subscribe to us here. It does cost a little bit of money, but again, if you have Amazon Prime, you can do it for free. You can do one free subscription per month. That throws a couple bucks, helps us for hosting. We give you 3 tickets as well. However, if you follow our YouTube, if you subscribe there to our YouTube, get notified when we upload our episodes, then you get a free ticket as well. Instagram.com/everydayboardgames. We also post a lot of stuff there. Follow us there. You get a free ticket. Mm-hmm. And finally, for this episode and the past 3 previous episodes, we do a weekly code word. Tell
or
them
phrase.
Code phrase more likely. Tell them how they answer that part.
So what you need to do is you need to email us at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. In the subject line, put contest, and in the body, put in the code phrase, which we're about to give you, as well as a way to contact you if your name does get drawn. And again, this is for the continuous United States of America, as well as it will end on October 1st. So that is, you have all the way up to September 31st, 11:59 p.m. to enter.
Mountain Standard Time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be out of...
Yeah, so basically Pacific, you're screwed.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so what's our code phrase for this episode?
The code phrase today is trick or treat.
So send us that email. Put trick or treat in the body, and way to contact you, contest subject line. You heard the email. Let's carry on.
All right, big episode here today. We have a board game brainstorm of Concordia. So this is going to be a fun one.
This will be. Yeah, so as always, I'll flip my coin of doom.
All right.
And we'll decide. So real quick, let's actually talk about Concordia.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's explain why we're doing this. Okay, so we've been wanting to actually... Tickle Fiend is the code. We got it. We've been wanting to talk about Concordia again because a couple of years ago it ascended. And what we mean by
almost immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately, right after we played it. It was just that incredible for us. And we see why it's ranked so highly. So what we mean by that is every year, around March time, April, we take a look at all of the top 8 debate winners that we've done over the past year. And the winners of that go into their own Champions Edition. And if it wins that secondary one, then we ascend the game, meaning we don't longer debate it, we don't talk about it, it is beyond comparative, like it's just the best of the best. And Concordia did that.
Yep, Concordia, Gloomhaven,
Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Yeah, and Carcassonne as well, and Return to Dark Tower.
And Return to Dark Tower. So we have 5 winners so far, or is that 5? Yeah, that's 5. And so Concordia is just one that we've been wanting to talk about lately.
Yeah.
So what better than a board game brainstorm? Since it's nice and old, we're going to give you 5 games based on our gamer criteria on ones that we suggest. And
what's interesting about it, too, is that we just did the multi-use card games top 8 debate. And Concordia, though it didn't make the list because it was not the number 8 or something like that out there. But it had already been ascended, and we're like, oh, we can't put it in honorable mentions because it's already ascended, so... Luckily, the audience put it in there, but then we were like, we just did multi-use. Let's put Concordia, because we don't really get to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And since we don't play it enough either, why not talk about it at least? So our gamer criteria, first, G is for game immersion. A is for art and production. M is for meaningful choice. E is for ease of play. And R is for replay value. We'll go into the full details as we continue. Daniel, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. That'll be me, I guess.
Oh, that was a weird catch.
Yeah, caught it between my pinky and my ring finger. All right, so since that was the angle that I caught it at, we'll count as me. Game immersion. Game immersion, the 3 sub-criteria are really simple. Is the game fun to lose? Player interaction, whether it's table talk, role-playing, whatever. And memorable moments. Those moments that make you stand up and go, whoa, that's amazing. Now, Concordia is not quite filled with memorable moments.
It's a dry, dusty Euro.
It's a dry, dusty Euro. But one of the things that I think it really does a cool job with, and what I really enjoy, is that it doesn't have common mechanisms. And what I mean by that is, as gamers, when we first played it, we're like, whoa, like some of this stuff, like, it all makes sense of what we're doing, but we haven't seen that, and still haven't seen some of those mechanisms today. Like, the ability to move in between the cities and the ports, like just with your ship going to those things and being able to interact with either one.
Yeah.
And then also like getting the resources of the different areas, flipping those tokens over, and so the money is building up until eventually somebody takes the money and then it resets. Like stuff like that is really a clever mechanism. So I find that probably the most fascinating part of it. It's a traditional trading in the Euro, dry dusty Euro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're so enamored with like it. At first, it doesn't try to act any more than it is. But when you play it, you're like, this is clever. I feel smart, and like I really enjoy like I'm doing this cool thing over here, but you're also doing a totally different
cool thing over there. Yeah.
But yet somehow it feels familiar, even though it's totally unique. So I picked Istanbul for my recommendation for this because I feel like that does a very similar thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, that is technically a pick up and deliver resource management contract fulfillment game. but it's not really, right?
Yeah.
You know, like the way you're moving around is really weird. You can do different things. You can gamble on the spot. Money and resources are two very different commodities.
You're getting gems in different ways. Yeah.
And the first to get 6 gems wins. I was just super enamored with it, and I think if people who like that style of game where you're not looking for the theme, but you're looking for just this clever design, and you want to really just sit there and go, okay, this is doing something I haven't really seen before as far as Euro games go. Not just I put a worker out, take the action, I put a worker out, or I draft some cards or whatever. Deck building or bag building for whatever reason. You know, if you want like a new flavor, I feel like Istanbul meets this very same reason.
All right, not bad. My pick for game immersion has fun card play, just like Concordia does, as you mentioned. It has a worker selection aspect of them, but they kind of work in a different way than you're used to, just like what you talked about in Concordia. It's also a dry, dusty Euro. And the reason why I put it in game immersion, it was one of those games where I was like very hesitant with it. The same thing with Concordia. I'm like, I don't want more trading in the Mediterranean style game. It doesn't sound all that intriguing. You're like, no, you would like it. And we played it, and I enjoyed it. Well, there's a game that came out just relatively recently that I was kind of like hesitant at first, just because the theme on it was kind of and it kind of felt a little weird, but everybody just kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. I'm like, okay, I want to try this out because it seems very interesting the way people are hyping this up.
Yep.
You got a copy of this game, and we played it, and I was like, if you want to get rid of that, you can go ahead and send it my way. I have no problem picking it up because I think my wife would enjoy this one because it does things so differently, but that theme on there, you're like, how does this work? And then you play it, and I'm like, that's how this works. It actually comes through. It is a little bit more thematic than you would expect. And this game is Obsession.
Obsession has no right being as fun as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's how I felt when I thought of like, oh, this is a game that has to tie into game immersion because of the same thing with Concordia. This game has no right to feel this fun. And Obsession, it has that fun card play where you're like, oh, I'm going to use this guy. Yeah, it's going to give me negative favor, but he's going to give me all this money for I can buy new workers that help me throughout the I need these maids over here if I can get this part of my house to be started working. This way I can host parties over here.
Yep.
It's got like that downtown Abbey theme on it, which is kind of weird, or that Jane Austen novel, that whole
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. Almost like the Victorian age, like at the back end of the Victorian age as well. And so you're like competing houses who are trying to, get back into the good graces of polite society, as they used to call it. You're trying to get the right rooms to trigger at the right time and have the right kind of workers in there. This way you can get the most points that you could possibly get out of there. I was like, I don't know how this works as well as it does, and I don't know how I'm having fun with such a dry, dusty theme like Downtown Abbey or Jane Austen.
Yeah.
But I adored this game. To the point where I'm trying to hunt down a copy for myself. I really did enjoy this game a lot. And again, my game immersion is Obsession.
Okay. We have two very different, but I don't disagree with either of them. All right, now on to art and production. Here we go.
All right, in art and production, we're talking about, of course, the art. That is subjective, but some art is categorically better, or if maybe a game is now using AI art that you kind of want to make reference to.
Yep. Which Concordia definitely
does
has
not.
Some well-known art.
Yeah. The pieces and components, if they're good quality, the card stock's really good, the board's not flimsy as all get up, as well as the graphic design. We've discussed this on several occasions. Him and me are colorblind. If we can't read what's going on the board, or it's icon heavy, that's also a big issue too.
Yeah.
We're going to have problems with this game. And Concordia falls into the icon heavy at times, but it's very simple. It's like, okay, I know what this does. Okay, I know what that does. Yeah. Very easily readable. For an older game, back in the day, it's not as bad as some games, but it is not very friendly when it comes to color blindness. It's not horrible either. The color doesn't do too much to us, but it's there, and it could have been better. But the game I picked is very colorful, has good pieces and components, has that fun little mechanism of action retrieval where you're playing cards and picking up. And one of my favorite parts of this game is your player boards have little sections where you're sliding cards under This way you can score them. This is Aquatica from Awakened Realms. I love the action retrieval. I love the components. Those stingrays are really cool looking. Again, that sliding thing on the board is amazing. I love that aspect where you're trying to get more cards in your system because you want to buy these cards because now I can do this and I can slide that up. All right, now it's at this section, so I need to make sure I play my treasure card before I can take that out and put it in my score pile. Oh, I love this game. I love Aquatica. I need to play the expansions. I really do enjoy them. So my art and production is Aquatica.
So my art and production, Concordia, again, it was kind of known ubiquitously as like having a terrible cover, and then they remade the cover, and it might almost be worse. Like it's better, but like at the same time, it's like you could have done like they almost kept like the same reasons why people didn't like it, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like, the best way I can describe the art and production for Concordia is that there's two parts about it. One, it's more than the sum of its parts. It has pretty unassuming pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like it looks fairly drab, to be honest. If I'm being blunt, but because of it, you go into it not expecting that greatness, right? And you don't expect something that people will be talking about decades down the road. But then you're playing, you're like, okay, this is bigger than the sum of its parts. But also, it is just a calm trading in the Mediterranean game, and you want it to have that strong, like, classic, almost Roman or Victorian, or like, not Victorian, but like the ancient style art. Right?
Yeah, it's Roman, so.
It'd be Roman, yeah. And it has a very distinctive style where it's like, you know what? I don't know what it could have been done better unless you're going more extreme in stylizing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find a game that, one, is very indicative of its theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, even though, like, the art, yeah, you could spend, like, hundreds of artists and make it so much better.
So what he's saying, he's going boring artist. Got
it. Mine is also drab, but it makes sense for the theme as well. Because, like, again, Concordia makes sense for it. It's like, you don't go Roman and imagine, like, shooting rainbows out of it, right?
Yeah.
That you expect the pastels.
You could do a little bit better.
And you expect those, like, marbles and frescoes and, like, just, like, age stuff.
No. Don't start with me on that one. People have that misconception just because we've only seen the marble. They painted those.
No, I know. I don't disagree. But what
as someone who's a history major,
I'm saying, still, like, what I'm saying is, though, the art is very true to what you would expect from that. So I picked Power Grid, and now I know I'm going to hear it from you because here's the thing: Power Grid, everything has this kind of dark, polluted tone to it. It has this, like, dreary style. And as you would expect, I mean, like, you are oil and coal barons and burning waste and stuff. Like, you're not good for the environment by any sense of the meaning. You don't want a pretty, vibrant game in that. And same with, like, trading the Mediterranean. It's, like, it's not the most, like, fantastical setting, and neither was Power Grid. But then finally, the sum of its parts, there's not many pieces in Power Grid, and the ones that they do have build up to, like, they're very functional, but yet at the same time, the components lean into that drab, dreary theme. And it works. Like,
we totally go with art and production totally different.
I try to match it, like...
I want something better looking than what I'm trying to talk about.
But see, here's the thing. The reason I do that is, like, I think that this is appropriate because of the fact that when I pull out Concordia to, like, somebody who's never heard of it before, it's going to be a very unassuming thing. They're going to look at the art, they're going to be like, okay, like, this doesn't seem like it's going to be, like, good, honestly. Like, it's kind of drab, it's kind of boring looking. And Power Grid is that same feel, right?
I like how you're also picking a game that's older than Concordia.
Yes.
So.
Not by much, but older, yes. Yeah, I admit. But it does fit with that style. Right?
What I also find funny about it is Friedman Freeze games have given so much grief about their artwork.
From you alone.
Go to any Board Game Geek forum and it will tell you otherwise.
Well, it is what it is. No, but again, like, out of all of Friedman Freeze's games, and yes, I admit the art is not the most amazing, But the art in Power Grid is the one that matches it the most.
At least it's not fancy or fancy feathers, whatever the hell it's called.
Oh yeah, the one with the terrifying bird on the cover.
The peacock,
yeah, the one that's like out of focus somehow. It's like, this is a card game. Why are you out of focus anyway? But no, like, I mean, Fast Loss was ridiculous. You know, like, Fayum is not exactly incredible looking, you know.
At least that matches. That would have matched better than this.
Well,
pick.
I mean, I think it matches the same way, right? I mean, it's... And plus, you have an ominous person on the cover.
Fayum would have been a better pick for art and production.
You know, we'll agree to disagree.
I just find it funny. You know what I know about Power Grid as well? It's also one of the games that get upgraded the most component-wise because they're so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. And every expansion that they come out for either of them, they look the same. Yeah. You know, so you're not improving the art here. But it is functional, and it does... And it gives people, like, a surprise, because they're like, they expect something terrible, and it's less than that.
And then they get something terrible.
Alright, on to meaningful choice.
Alright, well, we're talking about meaningful choice. We're talking about impact on other players, the depth of strategy, tactics, or skills if it comes to, like, a dexterity game, and do arbitrary choices or AP make a negative impact on the game? Because we all have had those AP players, and if it's like, oh, if I'm just going to do this because that's it, that hurts the game too, because you're not making smart choices. The one I did here is the one game I know you haven't played yet. And I really do dig this one a lot. I just recently played it myself, and it is the most recent Kinnerspiel winner, Endeavor Deep Sea.
Yep.
It's got smart mechanistic plays. The mechanisms are so good. You have the exploration, like you would kind of exploring the map and maybe getting resources or doing certain things on the thing that allow you to do different things. I don't want to give too much spoilers because it is very in-depth, but you could also get certain characters to give you certain powers for certain actions, so maybe you're building up that one a lot better. It technically has action retrieval, it's just not card play. So basically every turn you're getting pieces back, and if you get the right amount of pieces based on how you build up your tracks, you are going to get more actions on your next turn, and how that works, and you're going to be able to basically clear off some of your workers and start working with them again because the actions are free from there. I love that aspect of it, so you have to be smart about which track of the 3 tracks you're going on. Do I get more high-powered people, so I got to go up on this track, but then I'm only getting 2 or 3 actions on a turn because these guys are blocked and these are all the cubes I'm getting this turn. That is pretty cool. The influence on the expanding board is like, oh, I'm going this deep. I can get this one now. I can go about this deep now because I need to go up on this track because this is how deep I can go right now. But if I want to get to these deeper levels of the board, I need to get the submarine ramped up. And now I got some extra stuff that I can start working on as well. Or I have more subs that I can start moving around the board. It has like all this deep strategy that just sings so well. Like I said, once you play this, I think you would enjoy it because it's got a lot of things you like. The action retrieval, exploration, you love nautical themes. In tracks. Who doesn't love tracks? It has some fantastic tracks. You are impacting other players.
The only thing Concordia is missing, truly, is more tracks.
Tracks, yeah. It gives you a lot of strategy in there. You have to be smart how you're playing. It's an engine building in a sense. So, like, if I'm doing this really well, then this is what I'm going to concentrate on, especially when you go to those higher power workers that can work for you. There's only, like, one at the highest level of that type. So if I have them, no one else can have it. That is really neat about there. You can't really make a lot of arbitrary choices in this game. The AP is a little bit there, but just like in Concordia, there's a little bit AP there. It's like, do I play this card or do I play this card? It's like, do I go here or do I set this out? Oh, wait, that's covered. I can't do that action, so I'm just going to go do this one now. That kind of thing. So, yeah, my meaningful choice is Endeavor Deep Sea.
Cool. My meaningful choice is Aquatica. And the reason, and it's honestly, like, it makes sense because it's action retrieval. It has that combo-tastic style. You're either playing a card or you're pulling them all back. And that is the core mechanism for both of them. It just made sense to put them together. Mm-hmm. And the fact that since you're ultimately trying to go end game as well as victory points on the middle, like you're trying to get sets of different cards, you're trying to get different bonuses of locations. And you're trying to build stuff that'll build you this engine. So those cards that you pull up, like how fast can you go through those cards and then pull them back and then use your engine again? And at what time do you skip your turn to take all your cards back or play the one card that retrieves your cards, right? And that is just such a smart mechanism that I wish I saw more in games. So Aquatica, that's my pick for Meaningful Choice.
All right, ease of play.
Ease of play.
Ease of play is simplicity and familiarity of the mechanism. As we've mentioned multiple times, action retrieval, where you're playing out cards or you play that one card to pick everything up. A lot of people love that game. Or that mechanism. Likelihood to get to the table, i.e. the mechanism or the theme. Or easy to learn, understand, and or teach. And this one was by far the easiest one for me. It has that action retrieval aspect of it. It was also a pretty game. It's Century, Spice Road, or Golem Edition is the one I put here.
Be on your list.
Yeah, I picked the Century
Golem
Edition.
It's a matter of where.
Yeah, it's the easiest. This is the best way for people who have never played an action retrieval game. This is the game that you show them how the way that smart card play works. I also like it because it has that small world mechanism, so you have to pay if you want to go further down the line for certain cards to get those abilities. So if I want the card that's third in line to buy, I have to put gems on there and then get that card. And whoever takes those cards underneath it, get those gems as well. Because you're trying to turn in those gems for points. You're basically trying to appease the golems or some of the other scoring cards by turning in the gems. How do you do that? Is you play your cards out. They give you like different exchanges. So I can turn these 3 yellow into a pink. Now that I have this pink on my next turn, I can turn this pink and these 2 oranges or whatever the color is to get that scoring card over there. First person, I think it is to 15 points or 4 golems or something like that.
No, 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's 5 or 6 or something, but it makes it so simple. It is a fantastic game. I like everything about it. Emerson Matsuuchi really knocked it out of the park. It's one of the easiest games to teach, and actually one of the easiest games for people to understand. It's because you either play a card or you take a card. That's really what it is. You play your card and do what that says, or you take that card, or you pay for those cards. That's it. That is pretty much your entire turn. And it's the first person to the point total. The action retrieval, that is just top of the line mechanism for me. I really do enjoy it. That's why Aquatica's on this list. That's why this is on this list. It is a fantastic game. Century Golem Edition.
So Castles of Burgundy is my pick for ease of play. And the reason I picked this one is because
it's a dry, dusty Euro and ugly.
It's a dry, dusty Euro. Yeah. No, but so here's how every teach of this game goes, right? You start off, you're like, okay, I put out the pieces, it looks really complicated. Then I teach you, okay, it's actually really simple. You're just doing essentially this on your turn. Mm-hmm. In Castle of Burgundy, you roll 2 dice. These are the 4 actions. 2 of them are really just
gain something, tokens, right? Discard a die to gain something.
Yeah. Or you either buy a tile, put a tile, gain some tiles, that's it, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas Concordia, it's you play a card, you do what it says, essentially. Right? And then so everyone's like, oh, wow, this is a lot simpler than I expected. And then you start playing and you're like, wow, this has a lot of depth to it, right? And so while the familiarity of the mechanisms is not immediate, right?
You can get a Euro player to play this immediately.
You can get a Euro player to play it, no problem. But at first you're like, okay, none of these mechanisms immediately make sense to non-gamers, right? But, people are in there. It's like a twist on normal mechanisms. But then likelihood to get to the table, it doesn't matter. There's no theme there, so whatever. And the mechanisms then go draw people in. But really, the easy to understand, learn, or teach, it's easy to learn, and it's easy to... It's a little difficult to understand, but once you get it, you get it. And that's why I had to pick Castles of Burgundy, because I feel like it does that same thing. At first, it's it looks daunting, then you start playing, you're like, oh, wow, this is actually really simple. I'm surprised how simple this is. And then you see it's how do you have twice as many points literally as me? And I need to up this now. And then you have some depth of strategy. And I like that learning curve. It lets people feel clever quicker, right? Mm-hmm. And it makes it feel like they learned something far more complicated than it is, but it still feels like it's a complex game. So yeah, Castle of Burgundy, my ease of play.
Okay. You're going a lot of old games right now. Luckily, a lot of them are in print.
This one's only 5 years old. Or 6 years old.
Who is it, me or you?
That was you.
because I didn't see what it was. You just kind of turned it on me. All right, replay
I had to
value.
catch my fingers again.
When we're talking about replay value for our last game that we're going to talk about is length of time and scaling well. Concordia can last a little bit of time.
It's got a while.
Minimum number of plays for the full experience. It changes, but not much on this one. So I went with something that's going to give you a little bit more minimum number of plays. In the expandability, Concordia has 9 expansions. 9 expansions. Well, yeah, one of them's like a solo expansion. You got the Venus, and there's like all these smaller ones. Sure. I think Salsa is the solo one, or is it Solotori? I think it's the solo one.
Solitary, whatever.
Yeah, so you have 9 expansions in Concordia. So I wanted something that could kind of keep up with that. But even then, it's going to be kind of hard here because of that, the expandability aspect of it. But the minimum number of plays for full experience, it beats Concordia out of the park. It's a game you actually showed me. I actually own a smaller version of this game. And it is got the smart card play of when you're trying to play at a certain point, or do you want to try to play it at a later point aspect of it. It is a cooperative game that I've learned to love, and unfortunately the company kind of got shut down most recently because of all the tariff troubles going on right now. And this is Spirit Island.
Oh, yeah.
It has 4 expansions plus Horizons, which is a smaller version that you can pick up like in Target and stuff like that. But the monsters can integrate into the base game. Yep. So technically 5 expansions for Spirit Island. So close to the 9 that Concordia gives you, and because one of those expansions make Concordia solo, you can play Spirit Island solo out of the box. And it's all about basically trying to scare out the colonizers and save your island from being colonized by the other worldly people here. I love the different asymmetry that this game gives you, the different spirits that you can work with, and trying to work with your teammates and giving you that kind of working together. Plays really good at 3 players, and it gives you a 3-player game of Spirit Island is about as long as a 4-player game of Concordia. So when you go a little bit longer, it is going to be a little bit longer.
Sure.
That's just how it is. But so, like I said, I'm not really getting the length of time scaling well, but Concordia tends to go a little long too. But the minimum number of plays for the full experience. Out of the box, there's 4 or 5 spirits in the base box?
In the base box, I think there's 6 to 8.
Yeah, so there's like 6 of them. And let's just say at the minimum 6 in the base box. If you get the Horizon version, it's 3.
4.
4 in the base box.
But it plays only 3 players.
Yeah, it only plays 3 players, but you got 4 characters in there.
Something like that.
So if you play 3 characters, or if you just play in solo, you'll get 4 plays out of it.
Yeah.
Plus the different capabilities of those characters and trying to learn what they're doing is like, okay, I'm going to zap this guy. I'm really good about playing fast, so I'm going to play all my cards in the fast area. And because I played in the fast area, I can make one of you guys use your slow cards as fast. And I love that push and pull aspect of where you're trying to work together as a group to push them off the island or destroy their buildings or zap them, which in case I had like the Fire Phoenix or something like that. So I was all about making you guys fast and burning down their buildings. And so it's really nice. It has that smart card play that you would get out of Concordia. And if you don't like competitive games, this is the perfect good for you here because it is cooperative. You're working as a team to do this. So again, my replay value pick is Spirit Island.
All right, so one of the cool things about Concordia is the fact that you can expand almost every aspect of it. It plays like 2 to 4, 2 to 5 out of the box. And you can expand like the player count. You can expand the maps. You can add mechanisms or resources. There's a lot of variability that can be built into it. And I like that fact that they, like most of the expansions that they have are like alternate maps and stuff and make you feel like the regional differences of this trading makes sense.
Oh, and also like if you get Venus, it gives you like the first expansion in the base game out of it. So
yeah, exactly. So it's like a full expand-alone version of it, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted a game that also did that played about the same number of players, has a lot of replay value in the base game box, but has a lot of extra different things. And not just like, hey, we're going to give you a little bit more stuff. Like, I mean like drastically different.
Again, 9 expansions.
Yeah, drastically different expansions. And also regional stuff. Like, because one of the things about Concordia is that if you go to a different spot, then the way everything works is going to be similar, but different, right? So I picked Wingspan for this. Yeah. And I thought it made a lot of sense, actually, because...
Shocking that you're recommending Wingspan
I am. It actually makes a lot of sense for this, because the replay value, there's a lot of replay value in the box, right? While you can become familiar with the mechanisms, the different birds having the different replay or the abilities, right? That has a lot of replay value, but it feels the same. It's not just replay value for the sake of, hey, we're just giving you more cards or whatever. Like, no, like they are basing those abilities and those mechanisms off of that region that they're expanding into, which is a nifty thing. And even like the Asia one, where it's like a 2-player box, like built out of it, like that again. That you're not messing, but you're giving ways that people can embrace the game in a different What's
interesting about Wingspan Asia, not a lot of people realize, they mainly know it for the 2-player version of it. It also adds up to 8 players for like the base game.
Oh, okay.
But they give you a whole new system to make it not super long.
Right, exactly.
The flocking mechanism where it's like 2 players are going at once.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, Wingspan just made sense for me. So, there you go.
Oh my god, this is one of the newer games on your list. I'm shocked.
I know. Wingspan is Aquatica is the newest. No. But Wingspan is barely. No, Aquatica is newer than Wingspan.
Wingspan was 2019.
Yeah.
Aquatica
was like 2022.
I think Aquatica is 2019 as well.
I don't believe so. Well, we'll figure that out at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
That is not worth us looking into right now.
Close it out right now.
All right. Well, so let us know your picks for if you're recommending Concordia or other games that you think would work well for that. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. So, slightly newer. So, same year, regardless. Same year. Either way. So, I'm not wrong that it's still... Anyway, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We have an email again. You can email us at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com to enter in the contest, or for any other reason if you'd want to just reach out and say hello. Also, Instagram.com/everydayboardgames. Check out the stuff that we post. We play a lot of the games that him and I play recently, some of the games that you play recently, and shenanigans that I tend to post.
All your shenanigans. All video re-uploads and reviews are found on youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not, and that gives you a ticket. Like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject.
We also stream our episodes live at twitch.tv/everydayboardgames, where following us there and subscribing will give you opportunities to get additional tickets there as well.
And all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. This includes Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple.
So thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.